with the mobile. It's really sad. But anyway, so there we go. Let's see if we have a camera. So I need to restudy Revelation a couple of times again, and let's see if we can get some light here. It's a little dark. It's actually kind of cozy, in regards to the image. There we go. Anyway, so we have another crazy thing from YouTube. Just one of the, one more thing to just, squeeze down on the user again. I'm just so tired of that. It's an idiotic platform, But of course you can put so much video out there, and that's, but all the, the advertising, the commercials, it's like puking, it's just very sad to see, life is too short for ads and advertising and commercials and all that. Anyway, so, they made it like so you couldn't play the YouTube videos in the background on the phone and all that, and the chat function I think is pretty bad. And sometimes it seems I don't even get the, then I see later on when I come by at some point, and then I see, oh, there's actually a message for me there. But, YouTube never said anything. Anyway, so, of course, and that's the same thing with Facebook, getting back to a topic, wondering why, and then it's just filled with, people's, writing. And Facebook gives me just all the, all the things that I don't want to see, and don't give me what I want to see. So, but I guess that might be actually on purpose. Who knows? To get you away from, it's just seems to be a lot of control. But anyway, apparently now, for example, if I start a video here, we can just turn the camera, right? That works. And here we go. We have a camera, a pretty good song actually. A Hebrew song, and there we go, right? So we're running a song and it's pretty good, right? So I'm going up here and pushing, and we see different people have replied to me. It's apparently 41 seconds. Okay, so see here, apparently you don't know church history, don't care to learn, as a blah blah. That's probably just one of the Catholics. And we can go look, I have the other Catholic that I wrote with, that I made in Israel, that also have, but anyway. So now we see it's running, right? But I had a response from the Roman Catholic that, actually pretty good, I think it's a pretty good song. I had the version with the man instead. It's nice with a woman voice, and it's slow, so you can actually follow along. Do 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 do. Ana Peroa. And that is actually starting at that point, actually. So anyway, so I'm looking here in the chat, and you don't get everything in the chat window is a problem, because then you go to the video and you can't find where where your message is, and it's just. But anyway, let's just push there. What happened? Oh, the video stopped. Isn't it stupid? So I can't run a video now and have the chat going at the same time. Are you kidding me? This is another insanity. Welcome to YouTube. We make it that way. Oh, actually, I can see the whole message here, but then the problem also is when you get to the chat, the question is, what are they answering for? You don't get your own message, and sometimes their message is cut off, and then you need to find out, to get into the video, and then you need to look for it. They don't really make it easy. They just make it difficult for the user to actually say. And then the thing is, they might actually put your message on top, and I'm like, yeah, it's just okay. Are we going on top? Or are we going on bottom? And all what is going on and all that? A lot of clicks here and there and all that. Anyway, I see. Wrote actually to him here. Yeah, I guess I felt very close to God when I was in the cold as well. and then he says, and there you go. I can't see what he says. Can you? It's just cut off. I want to see the whole message, but it's cut off. How do I see the whole message? Can I go over here? No. How do I see? There's not a bottom, so I can just see. It would be a nice thing to just see. To be able to see the whole message. But no. The church is constantly teaching against and stop. Right? It's just stupid. It's just stupid. That's the thing, going back to the Librem thing, you get back to sanity because these companies are just out of their mind, They just makes it difficult, on purpose, I think. And here we go again. I can't see the whole message. I can just see a small amount of the message. What's the idea with that? Pushing it? And there we go, man. I can see it now, right? But now I can't see my own message, So I don't know what he's replying to you. When you have a lot of messages, it's like, so I need to find, okay, that's my message here. No, that's actually not my message. It's actually down here, okay. Oh, let's see here. 1 year ago. Okay. So now it actually is at the bottom. Sorry about that. But sometimes it moves it up. I don't know what they make so many weird things, in YouTube. And that's the thing of following along. They change all the things, and you need to follow along. And just you have a lot of different applications and this and that where they just change the the interface and this and that. Where it just it's hard to follow along when they anyway. Because sometimes but anyway I can see, okay, it's actually at the bottom here. Okay, so I'm this time, so 21 minutes. Okay, and he replies, and then I can't so I can see my own message now, but I can't see his, and I can't even fix it out. It's just totally stupid, so I need to say, okay, very close, blah blah blah, and I need to read my own message, go back, push on him again, just a lot of pushes, and then push so I can see it all, and blah blah blah, Yeah, I guess I'm just complaining, just getting tired of it, So I can't even hear. I need to open another window. To have the video running, the music running, and then I can push on the chat and have. The idea of technology and software is to make it easier for the user and not like a stumbling block, Apparently, the companies it seems again that they're doing it on purpose. The same thing with the mobile phones. They don't want you to have control over your mobile phone. Just lock it down. They jail. They just put. You buy it for 5,000 kroners, which is like, $1,000. Yeah, $1,000. You pay $1,000 for a mobile phone, and you're not allowed to do what you want with it because they've locked it. And if you unlocked it, you lose. You can't. If and it might become unstable after you unlock it. Why would it come unstable because you unlock a phone? Again, because it seems like they have made a lot of weird things, so it should just be a standard feature. Do I want to unlock this piece of hardware so I can install my own things, instead of making these crazy daisy things? Anyway, so let's see. Apparently you don't know your church history. Apparently I think I do know some church history. I think I know enough to... Yeah, now it comes up with a warning and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I gave... Anyway... let's actually just, and that's the thing, you can't turn it around when you're in the, so you need to do this actually. See here, there we go. So, we're on the Facebook, in regards to the Catholic guy and all that. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, turning around the camera. That's another, apparently. So apparently you don't know your church history and don't care to learn. There's a lot of church history to learn, that's for sure. And, but in regards of, I think and that you can always study more. But in regards to the Roman Catholic Church, I think it's the whole of Revelation. I think it's pretty clear, and the Protestants knew that. So when you say that, I don't know church history and all that, you can always know more of church history, but just remember that all the Protestants was in agreement who the whore of Revelation was and who the Antichrist was. The man of 666, the triune tyrant, the Roman emperor, the high priest of paganism, Pontifex Maximus, the king of heathendom. Well, they are in agreement on that. There was a lot of things they were not in agreement with. So when people say, oh, don't know church history and all that, well, I guess, apparently, there's a lot of people apparently not knowing church history. Actually, I think they actually might have known what was going on. And, they read the Bibles, had access to the Bibles and just read what was in there, and they found out, there's something wrong with this Roman Catholic church system. Actually, the Bible points to this system being the whore of Revelation, and we have this little horn of Daniel that thinks to change times and laws and persecute the saints, and other things was like speaking great things or something like that. I can't remember all the things, but anyway, my brain is not that, you never know how much it actually taken damage from all the things that we are, In any case, what they try to put in you and all that and destroy you. Anyway, it's easier to control people that are not that smart, So it's, dumping down the people and not teaching them the truth and all that. Let's see. As a convert, trust me that I spent years researching first. Well, I think I've spent some years as well. Just look on my Facebook. I see the church is constantly teaching against New Age occultic belief. Well, that's one of the reasons people steal the consecrated host for black masses. Oh my, you got to be kidding me. What is this? That's one of the reasons people steal the consecrated host for black masses. If it meant nothing, they would use something else. Oh my. Actually, I remember a woman that actually was a former Roman Catholic. And and she was saying, well, actually Roman Catholicism is pretty much witchcraft, so it's really easy to go from Roman Catholicism to witchcraft because it's pretty much the same. It has a lot of things that is the same. Anyway, that's one of the reasons people steal the consecrated host of black masses. If it meant nothing, they would use something else. As Jesus said, the world hates you because they first hate. Some of the things that the Jews did according to slander in the past. Oh, the Jews stole the host, because the host becomes the literal body of Christ. And then they would steal the host and they would take a knife and stab the, this insanity is just outrageous, slander and going after the Jews as usual and all that. It's just anyway. Okay, so that's one of the reasons people steal the consecrated host for black masses. If it meant nothing, they would use something else. As Jesus said, the world hates you because they first hated me. P.S. Last reply you will receive, I won't debate with someone rude, dismissive, and unwilling to educate himself or herself. Yeah. Anyway, I'm totally, I'm just totally unwilling to educate myself just because I'm clearly not in agreement with you. So now I'm just, and actually I've just been told by another Roman Catholic that I'm pumped up by knowledge. It seems he uses Paul for that. Yeah. So you get a lot of things, people will say this and that. You can't really take anything seriously from people. They just try to, that's the way it is. Just stand for the truth and you will feel it for yourself. So this is the last message from him. That's great. I do wonder in regards of the Black Mass, what he's talking about in regards to the Black Mass. Is he talking about are we talking about something inside the church, or are we talking about something outside in regards of the occult? because I remember something in regards to the Black Mass and the Roman Catholic, they, having this Black Mass. But, that's not something I've gone deeper into, and, I don't really care anyway. And, they can keep all their things for themselves. If they want to do all their abominations, just don't force me into that. I don't want to take. But of course, if I don't believe in the cookie Jesus or the wafer God, you will just burn me at the stake, right? Because that was pretty much what this lunacy system did in the past. Actually, I just listened to a lot of the book of, what's it called? A very popular book in the past in regards of persecution. Oh, what was it called? Oh, I should know the book. No, apparently not. I can't get the... Of course, I have it on my... so I should be able to find. Let's see if we can find it. Oh, yeah, the Martyrs, Book of Martyrs, what it's called. I need the first name as well. The Book of Martyrs. Usually I know it, but again, there's a lot of information. Program, pictures, audio, and Bible stuff. Yeah. Fox's Book of Martyrs, I was listening to Revelation, fell asleep and woke up, and it was going through the Fox's Book of Martyrs, and I got a little here and a little there. I have a lot of interesting stories, but that's a book I want to, but if you can definitely go through the, it's just absolutely disgusting, but anyway, so actually, let's go to the other Catholic I have on my Facebook, which I pretty much think he deceived me because, he never told me I was a Roman Catholic. So I know we walk with another guy, and I try to, I haven't had contact with that guy since Israel, but he was coming out of the Roman Catholic Church, even if he still had some issues. With some of the things, but he, when we were at the Catholic, whole house in Jerusalem, in the old city, he didn't want to go inside, and I didn't really want to go inside either, but I wanted to see if what I heard from, if that was true. And it was. It's just disgusting. Absolutely disgusting, just filthiness. But anyway, he stayed outside. But he was a former Catholic. I still think he had some things here and there. But, if you begin to turn the boat, you can't expect to have everything into, a lot of the Protestants did not have everything, figured out, that's for sure. So they had issues. So you just have to be aware that, they had some, issues, but it was in the beginning of the Reformation to turn the boat around. Anyway, so I did find the information of the guy. I actually had some, trying to look around to see, and I was like, oh my, where is that? And I found his letter. He wrote a letter to me that I was given at the disc before leaving. He was, he's writing this letter. I was like, why didn't you put your phone number on it or something like that? And I was looking around, but I found the information anyway. Does this even work? I fixed it. It was broken. I tried to fix it with a little glue, but it seems it's not working. This, I can't remember, if you find anything that looks like this, just don't buy it, If you want to buy a really good one, this is actually also a bad one. There's something on the top. Apparently it, fell off, but I wouldn't recommend these either. The thing is, the writing material thing here in it is just it just stops working, and so the things that I would recommend in regards of the mobile, I apparently don't have here. I need to find that. So I tried three different versions for the mobile, and it's very, very handy to have. It's let's see if we can. Oh, where's my cap? Can't have my cap, you know. Let's see, there we go. Oh. Oh yeah. Bum 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 bum. Let's see if we can find it. No, it should be somewhere here. Let's see if we can just find one. I have a couple of them laying around, but it's not always easy to. What could it be? I found 3 yesterday, like 3 of them, and now I can't find one, you know. I know I have a couple of them. That's interesting. Anyway, they should be around someplace. Where could I have laid them? Let's get some light then. Should be right here someplace. See, no, nothing. That's incredible. Let's just pull the mattress back here. Okay, that's interesting, I guess. Oh, no. I thought I heard something. Oh, there's one. Okay. Now, usually they are black, you know, and the black ones are I actually ordered like these colors, and I thought that it would still be, you know, black, but just, you know, just the pens or colors, so you would be able to easily find them and all that. So you had a green and a purple and a blue and so forward. I do wonder what the blue is now, but anyway. So this is the guys. These are from Paper and Made. See if we can get that. I guess I need to turn the camera around and then show it there. So these are the best ones that I've found for. Maybe you should just make it a little larger here. There we go. Paper and Made ink joy stylus. And these have like a triangle, so you really hold nicely. And the plastic is also much nicer than actually the metal, which was on one of them. Yeah, here we go. This is the metal thing, you know, and you can pull it out, the metal thing, but you know, there's too many issues with this kind of, you know, the thing where you're writing, it just stops, and it's you know, where these are pretty much just going on, and it's like the I'm not sure, the ink in it is just very nice. It's just very nice. Get them in black, you know. It's just, you know, so you get the black thing here. But absolutely recommended. And you see there's like a little thing here, and that's the one that you use on the mobile. It's just wonderful. You know, if you have a big phone anyway, it's just very nice sitting with you know, this guy instead of you know, your finger and all that. It's not like necessary, but it's very nice. It's a very nice tool. And then you have a pencil as well, and usually, you know, you have a pencil anyway, right? So why not have a pencil that actually can do both? Here we have this is apparently my Catholic guy that I met in Israel. And let's see what he said. Oh yeah, here, this is what I was writing to him. He's trying to say he doesn't believe in the wafer God and blah 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 and this and that. So this is what I wrote back to him after he pretty much I wrote back to him. So I don't understand transubstantiation. So you don't believe the wafer becomes Jesus' literal body, blood, sinews, and soul? And then he says, yes, I do. So at least I could get a direct answer on that. And then he says, why don't you believe that? So, all right, well, there you go. You believe in the false wafer God. You can't have it both ways. If you believe that this piece of unleavened bread becomes a literal body of Christ, then you believe the cookie becomes God and divine, and thereby you believe in the false biscuit God. And now, by the way, in regards of seeing how Catholics react to this is a very important thing for Roman Catholics. And they have burned people at the stake for rejecting this doctrine. And they also burnt bones. What's it called? Whitecliff. What is it? Whitecliff? Yeah, I think it was the Whitecliff. They digged up his bones and burned them and cast his ashes down out in the water. I think it was Whitecliff. Yeah, we have Whitecliff, and we have and he rejected this cookie as well. As far as I remember, there's a movie about that, and it's very interesting to see the reactions. I think is it Wycliffe, and we have the Swingley is in regards to Switch, and Wycliffe is in regards of have his translation on the mobile as well. And then anyway, let's go on here. And why don't I believe it? Because Yeshua never taught it. Never taught it. By the way, you don't get the wine either, right? The thing that is taught to become the literal blood of Christ, that's only for the priest, right? At least that was in the past. I don't know what but again, he actually answers that. But again, I don't know what I should trust in regards. It's a Roman papist, I don't really have, after seeing all that and how I actually have been deceived, why he never told me he was a Roman Catholic. And again, I got the expression that he wasn't, what do you call it, that he was not a Roman Catholic. So and thereby we were 3 overall on the trip. So if I can get a hold on the third guy, I want to ask him how he actually because I'm thinking the impression I got of that guy. I want to know if the other guy we walked with also got that impression, or if I was just totally anyway. So that's just interesting if I could get some I guess confirmation, or how he just interesting to see how he actually looked at it. Because something is, I think, terrible wrong. There's other, that was that was also the first time. That was in regards of a Jew that seems to, anyway. So picking up on things, I'm very, just picking up on things and trying to discern what is going on. Anyway, yet Yeshua. Okay, so let's see. Yet Yeshua never said it was only for the priest, and of course it was never to be considered his literal blood either. And again, I don't really want to go more into debate with Roman Catholics, because I've seen the big guys having discussions with Roman Catholics, and it just doesn't seem like it's I don't really care. Stand for the truth and just don't waste my time too much on these things. But I guess you still never know if someone actually gets out of the system by it. But it's the same thing with the false witnesses, the so-called Jehovah's Witnesses that deny that Jesus is God. You can talk to there's probably someone that can, but I felt like I was wasting my time, because they are indoctrinated to deny that Jesus is God. Now, of course, the Roman Catholics won't deny that, but they believe in the cookie Jesus. And the thing is, just be honest about it. If you believe in a cookie Jesus, then tell it outright instead of trying to hide it and then say, yeah, we believe in, Jesus Christ and all that. And then you actually are thinking cookie. And think to sacrifice him again and 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 again in the whorehouses. Anyway, so I write, everything was symbolic. Breaking the bread and drinking the wine to remember what he did once and for all on the tree, when his body was broken and his blood poured out for the sins of the world. And I'm making capital letters trying to link, breaking the bread in regards of body was broken. Drinking the wine in regards of blood and all that, in regards of, and his blood poured out for the sins of the world. Getting the parallels here. Anyway, God put to death the Passover lamb slain, the living bread from the heavens broken, all for mankind for the sins of the world, as his wine, his very blood poured out for the sins of the world. Oh, actually, I corrected that in another place in regards to actually putting in the poured out. Sometimes I forget the words, but it should have been out. I'm not sure if I can actually, fix it as well on this. I reposted the message someplace else and, okay, let's see if we can. Come on. Okay, there we go. Let's see here. Put out. Yeah, it's not really helpful, is it? See if we can get it. There we go. And then we need, there we go, update. A minor thing, but still, an important thing with, put out for the sins of the world. This practice of breaking the bread and drinking the wine can be done on any day. That's another Roman Catholic thing, as I understand it. They're only to have the Mass on Sunday. Apparently they changed that also to also include Saturday now, as I understand it. But beforehand, it was only on the venerated day of the sun god, Sol Invictus, the false sun god, Sol Invictus, that you were allowed to do the Mass. And of course, they have their man-made laws that you need to, for example, at Christ Mass, need to get to the church, and have the Mass and all that, as I understand it. But anyway, it's not found in the Bible, so... this practice of breaking the bread and drinking the wine can be done on any day, any time, to recall what God did for us once and for all. Again, if you are together with brothers and sisters, you can break the bread with them and drink the wine to remember what they did for us. That's actually the Anabaptists. The Anabaptists read that they actually could have a bottle of wood with them. That they were slandered in regards to what was in the bottle and all that. But the idea of the bottle having it with them was that they could, pour a little out in regards of breaking the bread and drinking the wine to remember what Yeshua did for us. They're pretty much doing what, so, yeah. Yeah, they're pretty much doing, it seems, just... Yeah, but they were persecuted from all angles, it seems, sadly. So I think the Anabaptists was the ones that got the closest to the truth. Just reading their writings, and it's just so wonderful, It's just, anyway, and reading Martin Luther is like, reading Paulus, and sometimes Luther is more Paulus than Paulus is Paulus, so it's not really, and I'm not that, I have issues with Paulus, the bad seeds had to be sown with the good seeds and so forth. Anyway, not to say that Luther had everything wrong, but, he had a lot of issues for sure, but we still have to remember this was in the beginning of the Reformation, but he did a lot of weird things, that's for sure, anyway, so, I write to him, sadly we're not in agreement on anything, as you are a Roman papist, because you follow the defiled teaching of the whore and are under the wings of the Antichrist and man of the number 666. As the office and seat of the papacy is the very thing Scripture is exposing, and removes the veil of deceit from her, and thereby you miss out on the teaching of Christ and exchange it for deceptive lies. Yet you will proclaim the adulterated and defiled teaching as the truth, when in essence it has nothing to do with it, but is just satanic paganism filled in new bottles with the stickers of biblical used terms. And then it says, you're jumping to conclusions is irrational and you are puffed up with knowledge. It sounds like Paul or something like that in regards to the last part. Yeah, I guess all the Protestants was just puffed up with knowledge. It's like, reading the Bible for themselves and beginning to see, Maybe that's why the Roman Catholic system did not want people to read the Bible for themselves, because it was exposing her. No, yeah. How can you ever say that the Roman Catholic institution was Christian, Going out burning the documents of the Bible and burning the people reading them? That's just insane. The whole idea is just so insane. Anyway, so he says, we may receive the wine although it is not necessary, because Christ's body is fully present in both. I don't know about that in regards to the wine. As I understood it, it's just his blood. But anyway, again, I wouldn't really trust a Roman Catholic. I would do my own research on it. But in any case, it doesn't really matter, because, it's just, it's wrong. It's the same thing with the Mohammedans. Mohammedans deny that God has a son. It's pretty much just done there. At that point, it's just done. Muhammad was a false prophet. It's just done. I don't need to go further into Mohammedanism. I already know it's done. It's just for the trash. There's nothing in it I want to, look deeper into. You reject the Son of God? Well, great. No problem. Just, I don't need to look further into that. Already there, it's already, you can already see or discern something is terrible wrong. And why would I need to know more about your filthy religion? And why would, you're following a false prophet. Whether you like it or not, that's the truth. And I'm just called to stand for the truth, right? So you can get offended and all that, but you might, if you have a little of truth seeking in you, you might actually maybe listen a little and try to. It's it's not really in regards of what do you call it? It's not really my just it's for your own sake to find out what the truth is. It's for your own sake. I could care, I could in some sense just, not care about you, not telling you it, because the only thing that I will get of telling you the truth is pretty much being killed, That's the thing, because you get offended, people get offended, they want to kill you, the demons in them are just out, So what do I get out of telling you the truth, Besides a chance of actually getting killed, I'm doing it because of you, so you can actually repent and begin to find out what the truth is. Billions of people in this world is deceived by Satan, and anyway, that's the same thing with Jesus Christ or Yeshua HaMashiach. Do you think he just told the people, these things because he wanted to be, killed off? They were very close to killing him off, They wanted to stone him. Because the Jews did understand what he was telling them, and they didn't like it, They thought it was blasphemy, and thereby they wanted to stone him, and in the end, they executed him on the tree. But you don't believe that either as Mohammedans, of course. Apparently, because you're following a false prophet. You're following the devil, you're worshipping the devil, and of course, thereby you don't believe that he was resurrected either. But you do believe a lot of the false things in regards to Mary, like the Roman Catholics. Anyway, so again, you just need to, as a Christian, you just need to understand, the Mohammedan religion rejects God's Son. Already there, all the Christians should, already be on, okay. Well, we're not worshiping the same God then, because one God has a son and the other God does not have a son. It doesn't matter if they would have even used the name of Jehovah in regards of Allah, it wouldn't be the same God. The characteristics on these two persons, or whatever you want to call it, if you have two men and one man has a son and another man doesn't have the son, even if they're named the same thing, it's not the same man, okay? But of course, the Mohammedans, in regards of Allah, which is, absolute singular, well, you have Jehovah, which is plural singular. Anyways, not that hard, I guess. Anyway, we may receive the wine, although it's not necessary, because Christ's body is fully present in both. There we go. They believe in the cookie Jesus. There we go. Just draw it out of them and all that. And then he says, again, you are so wrong on so many things. Oh, really? Really? Now that's what... You know what I was wrong about? I was wrong about you, apparently you never told me that you were Roman Catholic. I do wonder why you never told me you were Roman Catholic and actually got the impression that you were not a Roman Catholic. I do wonder if there was something, So, anyway... so again, you're so wrong on so many things. I don't think so. I think I was wrong about, Roman Catholic. That's the thing I was wrong about. That I didn't notice or discern that you're Roman Catholic. You seem to play the game pretty good, that you are not a Roman Catholic. And again, the other guy we were actually with, Anyway, I have to ask him. I think he got the same impression, but I'll have to see if I can get in contact with him, because that's just, I don't think he, I don't think he got this, yeah. So let's see here. Continuing, there's no good reason for you to reject this teaching. Oh, really? There's no good reason. Let's see. Okay, reading the Bible. What is my New Testament? Let's see my good reason for rejecting it, right? Let's see. Oh, that is it. Okay, so, I started, let's see here, but I'm going back, okay? Go, has a little problem here. You see, I started out reading this book. It's the New Testament. I started reading this. And then I got into in regards of the Protestants, and it's very weird. They had a lot of discussions on that topic and all that, and I really thought it was like waste of time. It's like, okay, it's pretty clear, it's symbolic. We don't need to discuss it. Why are you? But again, we have to remember that a lot of these people were Roman Catholics beforehand, and Luther had a lot of issues. He was like banging the table and say, "This is my body. This is my body. This," and writing it on the table or something like that. And but there was a dialogue about it, or debate, or whatever you want to call it. But reading this book, the New Testament, I think it's pretty clear that Yeshua was talking symbolic. Any case, so that's my reason. As I didn't hear it from the Roman Catholic institution putting it in my head. Oh yeah, this is the literal body and blah blah blah. Just read the New Testament. That's my reason. So I think that's a pretty solid reason for rejecting that doctrine of this cookie Jesus. Anyway. So let's see. Things Jesus never said or taught, that it's only a symbol. Well, there was a lot of things where Yeshua didn't, tell people that it was symbolic. You pretty much just have to read it in context, and the living bread. Who is the, and you Roman Catholics or Papists and Romanists are using this chapter 6 of John and all that. Totally twisted, Who's the living bread? Is that the cookie? No. Does Jesus stand with the cookie and says, this is the living bread? Or does he say the living bread that came from heavens, or the heavens, that came down? And who's that living bread? That's Yeshua. Yeshua is that very bread. He's talking, he's using first in regards of believing in him and so forth, in regards of eating him, drinking his blood and all that, and they're totally misunderstanding it. They don't understand he's speaking symbolic, and it's just, anyway, so let's see, and of course, this is only one subject of these Romanists. Then we have the Mariolatry as well. And I can see with my own eyes and hear with my ears. And something is just terrible wrong, that's for sure. Just can't defend this system, that's just... Anyway, there's no good reason for you to reject this teaching. Oh, Really? Yeah, burn me at the burn me at the stake. Like, I think it would be honest to, if people are Roman Catholics, to just tell outright, yeah, I'm a Roman Catholic. Okay, then I know that you actually for a system that wants to kill me off. That's okay. At least I know where you stand. That you're supporting a system that just wants to, if they could, burn me at the stake, or will kill me off at the point they get the chance for it. Anyway, let's see. There's no good reason for you to reject this. Just look back at World War II, pretty much. Yeah. There's no good reason for you to reject this teaching. Things Jesus never said or taught. That is only as simple. This is that he said about the bread he sanctified. And as they were eating, Jesus took bread and blessed it and brake it and gave it to the disciples and said, "Take, eat, this is my body." Now when Jesus did that, that was prophetic at that point, because, I have it in writing down here. It was not his real body, it was symbolic. What was he doing with that bread? He was breaking the bread. Why was he breaking the bread? Because his body was going to be broken on the tree for the sins of the world. Now, why did he say, this is my blood, and, drink, in regards to the wine? Well, because his blood, when the bread was broken, put out for the sins of the world. It's just not that hard, Come on, it's not that hard to understand. But apparently after 500 years we still have this. But of course the whole is going to continue until the Antichrist is going to continue until Jesus returns. The whole will be destroyed in the future at some point. So that, but anyway, that's still future. But when the Antichrist will the beast will continue. It's only the whole that is going to be burned, and you can read that in the book of Revelation. So let's see here. So I say I write back to him, "Burn me at the stake, showing your idol crucifix." Like where they stand with the crucifix, like stand like this, repent and believe in the cookie Jesus. Of course they don't say, they say, but in regards of that the Eucharist becomes a literal body and blood and sinews of Jesus Christ and all of that. We see through history that's one of the issues. If you reject that, heretic, burn you at the stake or slay you or kill you off and hunt you down. And yeah, I think we have pretty much enough history to verify that Rome is not biblical Christianity. Actually, the Church of Rome was already there before Jesus Christ was here. As far as I can see, it actually goes back to the kingdom of Rome. When Rome was a kingdom, it was already there. The Pontifex Maximus, according to Wikipedia, got his instructions from the king, the second king, in regards of, Rome, or the Roman kingdom, So he got the high priest of, got his, you can look that out on Wikipedia and all that. There's another theory that's from the Seventh-day Adventist, but it doesn't seem, if you go by the Bible, and she's sitting on all the heads of the beast, and the beast is Roman in nature, and 5 has been in the times of John and all that. Well, she's sitting on every single head, and thereby she should have been there from the very beginning of Rome in regards to the kingdom. And it seems she was. And then she just, when Yeshua comes around, then afterwards she just take on new clothing. Pretty much just the same, but new clothing. Anyway, I write that here. But anyway, so burn me at the stake, showing your idol crucifix. believing you do it for God, and tell me I need to repent and believe in the way for God, as this sick sect of the Antichrist have done before to many of my brothers in the past. I'm just a heretic proclaimed by this sickness who has spread all over the world. Right? I'm just a heretic according to this system. It's no problem killing me off. You know, you can always go to one of these Catholic priests and get absolution because you just killed a heretic. You know, it's just okay. You just killed a heretic. It's okay. That's the Christian way of Romanism. Anyway, so it says, the whore is drunken by the blood of the saints, and you are clearly laying comfortable in her bed. Yeah. I made another one. You really have to get better at dividing when Yeshua is talking symbolic or not. Clearly he was not referring the bread to be his literal body, but was used symbolic and prophetic and for remembrance for what he went to do on the tree thereafter. There's another thing in regards to Roman Catholics where they are taught Greek philosophic stuff, because that's in regards of how the cookie transform and all that. I'm like, why would you ever study Greek philosophy? You know, why not just read the Bible? You know, in regards of Greek philosophy, in regards of Socrates and so forward. No, sorry, not so. What's it called? No, I got the wrong guy. Not Socrates, not Plato, but the other guy. What is it called? We have Plato that wrote about Socrates, and then we have the third guy. Why can't I remember? You know. Let's see. Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. Aristotle, you know, in regards to the transformation or transmutation of this cookie thing and all that. So they go to Greek philosophers, you know. Got to be kidding me. Anyway, to understand transubstantiation, well, why not just read the Bible and, you know, just go by the Bible? Anyway, see here. Clearly, he was not referring the bread to be his literal body, but was used symbolic and prophetic and for remembrance for what he went to do on the tree thereafter. Again, the whole idea as well, which, you know, when you see they put the cookie, so-called cookie Jesus, the false cookie Jesus, you know, in the mouth. They eat their God, you know, the false God. But they don't break the bread, you know. The whole idea of what Jesus was doing was showing that the bread was broken because his body was going to be broken. You know, it was prophetic when he did it. And now we do it as to remember what he did for us once and for all. It's just, you know. And in regards of breaking the bread only on Sunday or Saturday or whatever, you know, you can do it on any day. Any day, anytime. If you're with brothers and sisters, you can just do it with them. You know, just give me a break. Yeah. So that's my third message. I would suggest you tell people that you are Roman Catholic up front. It is just nice to know when someone is in the system and supports the very same that wants me dead. Besides drawing a multitude of my brothers and sisters to the Antichrist and away from Christ with wicked deception and twisting of scripture. You know, if you are Roman Catholic, just tell me, you know. Why are you trying to hide it, you know? Again, in the beginning, when I got his Facebook, there was not anything that seems Roman Catholic. And then it began, like, years down the line. I guess it's a couple of years since, you know, I met him. It's like years ago. It's like maybe 2 or 3 years or something like that, I guess. I don't have a date on it as far as... But anyway, it's some time, you know. And then a little begins to come in regards to Roman Catholic, and begins like becoming a little, you know. But I know, he's not a Roman Catholic, right? So just he's putting some Roman Catholic stuff on his page, but he never said that he was a Roman Catholic, right? And actually, it seemed like he playing the game that he was not, and yet that's what he was and is. Having gone to a Catholic school and who knows what. Again, it's I asked him like 3 times if when he became a Roman Catholic, and I've never gotten the answer for that. When did you become a Roman Catholic? Because as far as I know, you were not a Roman Catholic at Israel. But again, I think he actually was. He just didn't really. So again, I guess it's a very good lecture or teaching for me in some sense, that you have to be careful, because there's wolves in sheep clothing, and they will hide themselves underneath sheep clothing, and so and that's it's I guess it's a teaching, So again, I found the other guy. I haven't really I have his number as well, if he still has the same number, but I'm still going to wait for my new subscription for the mobile phone, because this subscription that I have, it actually costs money if I call outside Denmark. So I'm awaiting the new subscription, and then I should be able to call him without any problem, as I understand it. There's like 50 countries I can call to, and I think US is included. Hopefully it is. I can't remember how many, I can call to Israel actually. That's very nice. I can actually call Israel. That would be nice. Maybe I need to find a phone book and find some Jews to call up and say, hello, it's Anders from Denmark. I probably shouldn't say that, it means rapist, it's the rapist from Denmark. That's probably not the way to go. So I'll try to get a hold on him and see what his impression was of this, because I think something is totally wrong here. Something is terrible. I think I have a what shall we say? I think he deceived me. I think it was deception, and I don't know why he did it, but I think he did it. And that's I guess that's why I might seem a little rough in some sense. Because I want to, instead of, he's trying to, in regards to the chat, he's trying to, we believe, I believe this and that and so forward, trying to get away what the church actually believes. Yet I have done some study on these things, so I know a little about it. So it's a little harder for them to actually, if I didn't know in regards to the cookie cheeses, he could easily have deceived me, Because, but I believe this and that and all that. And then trying to, push forward in regards to what he actually believes. And now, of course, he has pretty much verified that that's what he believed and they believe. But he wonders, why wouldn't I believe that? But the thing is, in the beginning, it's just, when you read the chat, it's if I had known better, I would have been deceived again. We believe that Jesus is God and that he died for our sins and all of that. And that sounds good, right? Because that's biblical. Yet, not mentioning that he actually believes in the cookie Jesus that is being sacrificed for the dead and the living, so-called, in the whorehouses of the Catholic churches. Some was actually also, in regards to the Protestants, called the Catholic whorehouses for the synagogues of Satan. Now, a synagogue is actually just a meeting house. It actually just means meeting house. So it's like a place where you meet. So, in regards to a synagogue, it's just a meeting house. You can, in some sense, just translate it to a meeting house. I think it comes from the Greek, but in any case, not entirely sure about that. But in any case, it's just a meeting house. It's so Yeshua's custom was to go to the synagogue, the meeting house, on the Sabbath. And of course, the Roman Catholic Church has changed that. Pretty much, the Roman Catholic Church have pretty much changed a lot of things. We have Christ Mass, we have Easter, we have Sunday, and we have, in regards to the change of the day and all that. And there's a huge amount of things that is just, it just fits the scriptures, the little horn, things to change times and laws. And what is this little horn? It's sitting on the Roman beast. The fourth beast is Roman. I think most people would agree to that the fourth beast is Roman. Now this little horn plucks up 3 other horns, and that little horn persecutes the saints. Now who has done that in history? Well, Roman, it's Roman in nature. We have the Roman Emperor. And so it's just all gets together. It all points to the Antichrist and the whole riding the beast and all that. If you read the book of Daniel and the book of Revelation, that's pretty much what it exposes, Of course, you can also, these are the 2 main books in regards of revealing a lot of stuff, but you need, there's other, what should we say, keys laying out in the Bible. For example, the book of Revelation, Jesus or Yeshua is talking like he expected us to know the Bible, in regards of the so-called Old Testament. He's talking about, Jezebel. Well, where do you find information about Jezebel? Well, you need to go back and read the scriptures, It's like talking about, in regards to Jezebel, and he's referring, using references to this, and he also uses Bilam. Oh, what's it called? Bilam, I think. It's called Bilam, or I can't remember the Hebrew word, but the English words are just, so close to the other. That's like 2 names with a B, and it's very hard to distinguish. The Hebrew is a little, there's Bilam and Balaam and something like that. I think Bilam is the guy that, I'm not entirely sure I get the right, but again, he's referring back to the scriptures. And how are we going to know anything about that if we don't read the so-called Old Testament? And there's still a lot of future prophecies in the Old Testament. The so-called Old Testament, It's the scriptures, it's the Torah, it's the law, it's the 5 books of Moses, and it's the prophets. Yeah, anyway. So I might seem a little harsh, but these guys are trying to deceive people, and I'm not going to when people are trying to twist things and trying to deceive people and trying to promote these things which is not true and trying to lead you astray, I'm not going to stand for it. I'm absolutely not going to stand for it. I'm not going to accept it. It's just and again, the devil will use a lot. It will try to, he will, these people will tell you a lot of things, trying to, get you off this and that and all that. So many, you will have one thing, another thing, and the third thing, and the fourth thing, and the fifth thing, and the sixth thing, just trying to, make you feel bad or whatever, or make you try to make you that you're not correct on it, or trying to make you, what shall we say, doubt the things and all that. It's the same satanic game. Just stay with the Bible. And be careful of Paul, and be careful of these wolves in sheep clothing. What was Jesus warning us about? Was he warning us about the stinking wolves of the Mohammedans? No. Because the stinking wolves in regards to the Mohammedans are stinking miles away. At least if you just know, and study your Bible and all that, And you should know that it's not the same God. And even if the Mohammedans say, yeah, that's again one of these satanic lies, the Mohammedans will say, oh, we also believe in Jesus. And then you just ask them, do you believe that Jesus is the Son of God? And they will say no, if they're honest anyway, because their religion does not believe that. It would be so-called blasphemy for a Mohammedan to say that God has a son. When they are coming into the Mohammedan religion, they say this oath. They swear this oath. And by the way, didn't Yeshua say we shouldn't swear, you know? And here they take an oath, you know, and swear this oath, you know, and yeah. Muhammad is clearly a false prophet. It shouldn't be, it's pretty easy to smell him off, or whatever you want to call it. You know, he stinks of wolf. Now, one thing that is a little harder is what Jesus warned us about, you know, what Yeshua warned us about. And he warned us about wolves in sheep clothing. That was, you know, see that you not get deceived. You know, he's warning us, you know, be careful, because there will be people trying to deceive you. Maybe we should take that warning seriously, because it seems to be that most of the Christians are now returning to the Antichrist. And we do not know anything. Well, at least there's a lot of things we don't know. So, yeah, just be careful out there, you know. This is the book that you need to read. And just be careful of Paulus. It's not to say that he doesn't say anything true, but because he does. But be careful of the leaven. And, you know, just read this book. And this, you know, grow in it. The book of Daniel, the book of Revelation in regards to the prophecies. Again, if you are new in regards of Jesus Christ and all that, and want to know who he actually is, and who he was, and who is to come, you know, read the book of Matthew, Mark, and Lucas, and John, and find out who this guy actually is. Because again, Satan has pretty much flooded the market with false versions of Jesus. Now, the two biggest false versions of Jesus that you should be aware of is the Roman Catholic cookie Jesus and the only prophet Jesus of the Mohammedans. Now, even if they use the name of Jesus Christ, you have to be aware that it's not the same one that we find in the Bible. And that's the thing, the Catholics are speaking very, what shall we say, biblical, but if you look behind the outside surface, you will find out that something is terrible wrong. In regards to the Mohammedans, it should be very easy to discount that. You don't need to do more research into Mohammedanism. Of course, if that is what you want, you know, some Christians are actually doing that. But, you know, life is short, and I would suggest, if you are new to all these things, read the Bible, because that is the measurement that we measure everything else with. And just be careful of Paul. You know, I've said that again. But anyway, read this book and begin to grow in this book. That's the thing. Because if you are new, life is short, and there's a lot of information in this book. And then when you begin to research what is in here and begin to find out, you can begin to nail you can begin to unlock what is actually true doctrine of this book. Don't listen to, just put something in your ears and just, read the Bible. I'm not saying that you couldn't get information from other people, but just be aware that this is the measurement, that you should go by. For example, a lot of people nowadays in the West believe in evolution. Evolution is a pagan satanic lie. If you read the 2 first pages of the Bible in regards of the creation week, in regards of 7 days, well, you should be, if you just read it as a child, you should find out that evolution cannot be pushed into the Bible. Evolution is a pagan satanic doctrine that it goes, further back than Darwin. It's just, Darwin just made it popular in the West. It's nothing new under the sun in some sense. It's not true. Evolution is not true. It's a pagan satanic religion. It's you can follow it back to India long before Darwin. Of course, we have Roman Catholics promoting this as well. Not a big surprise because they're not standing for the truth. But grow and grow and grow, and when you begin to nail the things become, you learn things. The flower will begin to open up, and the smell will be wonderful. And that's the best suggestion I can get. And just be careful of these wolves in sheep clothing, So that's pretty much it for me. And again, of course, I don't know in regards to this guy what his education is and this and that, in what way he has been educated. But again, some of the stories that I've heard in regards of Romanists and the Jesuits and all that, very deceptive. And again, Yeshua warned us about wolves in sheep clothing. Maybe he warned us about wolves in sheep clothing because they're out there. He knew they would come. And they are. Anyway, so yeah. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. The 4 books about the good news. Of course, then there's the letters and all that. But anyway, those 4 books are the primary center point in regards to who Jesus Christ really is. That's the 4 testimonies we have from the 1st century. Like the Mohammedans are following a guy that came 600 years after the event. Why would you ever trust that guy? 600 years after. Just throw out all the things from the 1st century and what was going on and the prophecies of Jesus Christ and all that, and the history and all that from of Christianity and all that, and just believe a guy that comes 600 years after the event, nearly 600 years after the event. That's lunacy. There's no sensibility in that. That's just crazy, But anyway, people are crazy apparently. They just, they want to follow lies. They want to go with the lies and not the truth. That seems to be the case. The lies apparently is just much more tasty apparently for people than the truth. Anyway, have a good one, all of you. I think I'll stop now. Actually, I still had the Danish magazine, but that will be in Danish. Well, I wanted to read up in regards of evolution. Now, of course, studying all these things, I lose some of the information in regards of, for example, I remember in regards of C14, carbon 14, and all that, knowing, in regards of how valid it is and so forth. I lost some of that information. I can't remember the exact, but I can still remember the conclusion of it all. And actually there's an interesting article that they found out that it's one of these animals that should have been 200,000 years old. Now, of course, that's not, in regards of a dinosaur, in regards of 75 or 65 million years ago and all that, where they find, carbon 14 in dinosaur bones and all that. And that shouldn't be there. If these bones are over 100,000 years old, you shouldn't be able to find any carbon 14 in the bones. Yet these bones are we have results of around 30,000 years of different dinosaur bones and all that. And that is still not exact. That is still, they have a lot of, I can't remember the word, but so what is it called? They have a lot of, I can't remember the word, sadly, sorry about that. But to get what they get to in regards of 30,000 years, they have false. The base is faulty, but yet, so they would be much younger than 30,000 years, but because there are things they don't consider or have taken into consideration and all that, they get older dates that is older than around 6,000 years. But it's again, I can't remember the word, and I've lost a lot of, when you don't use it that much, you research a lot of things, you tend to forget things. In any case, this article says that they found out that this animal is not 200,000 years old, because they did these carbon-14 dating and found out it was only around 30,000 years. Wow, big surprise, right? Not really. It's not really a big surprise. The whole thing is that again, I can't remember the word. The foundation of these things, measurement and all that, are faulty. The world is only around 6,000 years. It's not, you don't have these millions of years, You don't even have 200,000 years, I could just have told you that dating it to 200,000 years was wrong by just reading the Bible and knowing how old the Bible says the world is, and that's around 6,000 years. But in any case, so apparently they got a little closer to the truth, which is not bad. Well, it would just be interesting if they actually, put the information out in regards to the dinosaur bones or the dragon bones they found, and actually, because they were called dragons before 1841, but anyway, because the word dinosaur didn't exist before 1841. But anyway, so if they just put those results in the magazines, that could be very interesting. But of course, they are hiding those results away from the public, because that destroys the whole idea of evolution. Well, a lot of things actually destroys the idea of evolution, because the evolution is a lie. It's a satanic deception. But they continue to promote this satanic deception, because this world is a wicked place, and that's just how it is. All those fossils you see in the dirt, most of them are from the worldwide flood. You don't just get a fossil when an animal dies and just lay there. You need to have it digged under some mud or some, dirt. And that's exactly what happened at the worldwide flood around 4,400 to 5,000 years ago. I don't have the exact date on that, but it's around that area. It might seem that the older date might actually be closer to the truth in regards to 5,000 years. But it's still something I researched. There might be a corruption in some of the manuscripts in regards to dating. But anyway, it's around 4,400 to 5,000 years ago that the worldwide flood was here. And thereby we restarted as a people with Noah and his 3 sons and their wives. So 8 people in total survived the worldwide flood. Everything else was destroyed. Anyway, but people don't believe in that anyway. And if you look in the science magazines, they would do any other theory than this worldwide flood. They would do any. It's funny how to see. Well, maybe it's not funny. It's actually sad. But again, I'm missing a word here. That could be a better substitute. But anyway, it's you're just reading these magazines and just. Oh, this theory and that theory and that, but never coming around the world, in regards to the flood. Who knows? Maybe one of the magazines might have, but I don't remember seeing it. I just see this theory, that theory, this and that, and all of that. But again, if you know a little, you can filter things through, and you can still get some really good information sometimes. from the magazines, even if it's filled with, pagan evolution and all that. Sometimes there's an article that is pretty good. So, but apparently they say there's like copyright, whatever. I'm going to make a video in regards of evolution, and I'll send it to them, and I'll see what they say. If they don't like it, I'll just remove it again. I'm going to bash the the ideas of evolution for sure. That's not going to change. But they, have this magazine with the pool. They still believe that life began. And actually, they quote some interesting things in regards of the guy that have done. So we have actually Hitler milk and Hitler cheeses and all that. By the way, I tried these 3 cheeses. I don't think it's actually good for my second issue that I have. It seems to begin. That seems to be a main problem from cheeses overall. But as I understand it, some cheeses should actually be better in regards to these things than others. Anyway, here we go with the image here. So this is the magazines they had last month. And it said this is I think it's actually the only magazine, science magazine that we have in Denmark, and it says life, came from a water pool, and it says for 4 billion years ago, blah 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 blah, So I was thinking of doing a little reading on that with my own quotations with it. And put it on YouTube, and I'll send it to them. I'll see what they say, if they go total ballistic in regards of copyright. And of course I'll refer to them. So I was thinking, they would get some free commercial. Now, of course, if they won't accept me doing that, I have a lot of articles that I've clipped out, so I actually wanted to do these things. And I actually have done some videos on Facebook in regards of it. And I guess they can always sue me. I don't have a coin to my name, so. But anyway, there's some good information sometimes in the articles, So. Which is actually, the information should, they have gotten it from someplace, right? But I hate copyright. I think copyright is of the devil. I guess maybe actually in regards to copyright, maybe actually, it's I'm using it for information purpose. So maybe there's something in regards of, being able to do that actually. I need to talk with a lawyer, I guess, in regards of that. But I know there's somewhere you can actually use things for information purposes for the people, and that's the reason why I do it, right? For information. By the way, in regards of DNA is information, and DNA is a very advanced program code. Isn't it interesting? And they just think it just came out of nowhere. So they just think that information comes out of nothing, apparently. Anyway, so that would be interesting to make an article. And again, I have a lot of articles linked behind me that I clipped out. Because I got all the magazines for free. She was just, there's a woman throwing them out and all that. Anyway, so they say around 4. I usually say 3.8 billion years ago in regards of life. But apparently I'm a little wrong here. It apparently has to be. I don't know in regards if I check Google actually. When did life start on Earth? And I can't check it when I'm recording. But as I understand, it was like 3.8 billion years ago, according to their fairy tale. But let's see what Google actually say. When did life begin on Earth? I'm sure it will not say around 6,000 years. Because evolution is everywhere. Let's see here. How did life on Earth begin? No. I wanted to. Where and when did life begin? Can you just give me... we have some NASA government thing. Actually, also in regards of... they actually found soft tissue in dinosaur bones or dragon bones that is near to 200 million years old. Did they tell you about that? Did they forget to tell you about that? That we have soft tissue which you can actually do like this and it will get together again? Did they actually tell you that they actually have found that in near to 200 million year bone? Well, that's what they say. I have the science article on my Facebook somewhere. Actually, very nice. I was talking with this guy. He was probably, more into the system. And he gave me the articles, but he just made his own case worse. But I don't know if he actually didn't realize that, or maybe he wanted to help me, not really. I don't know, but he seemed to be pretty much against what. But it was wonderful giving me the articles that just made his whole thing even worse, because we were talking about that they had found soft tissue in dragon bones that are 65 million years old or something like that. And then he gives me an article that shows that they have now found, soft tissue in dragon bones that is said to be, near to 200 million years old, and all the it's just incredible. Just making his case even worse. It's just it's yeah. Why doesn't Google actually come and say, here it just says life on Earth began more than 3 billion years ago. Yeah, I want a more exact date, Of course, this Danish science magazine is from a month ago, so they should have, they should know what they believe, right? But they have a way of mixing up the numbers and changing the numbers here and there. So, let's see, when was the Earth created according to them? Was like 13.8 billion years ago or something like that. I might be wrong in regard. It's some time since I've been in the topic, and you tend to forget some of the numbers and all that. But anyway, and then of course it was a hot ball, right? Well, the Bible doesn't. Well, actually says the opposite. It was water. But they say it was a hot, Satan always had to flip things around. Well, he does it many times. How many billion years ago did life start? Something like that. Let's see. Well, actually, it's. Oh, sorry. In regards to the 13.8 billion years ago, that's in regards to the Big Bang. My bad. Sorry. Again, it's when you haven't been into the subject for some time, you tend to get some things so that I have a lot of information and my head can't hold it all, it seems. Anyway, it actually says how many billion years ago did life start. It actually says 3.5 billion, and it says the age of the Earth is about 4.54 billion years. Apparently they have narrowed it down. I think that must be the 4.6 I usually say then. So see, 13.8 billion ago, the Big Bang, when nothing exploded without a cause, apparently. And then 4.54 billion years ago, Earth were formed. And of course, they say the sun is older than the Earth, which, it's not true either, because the Bible says the sun was first created on the fourth day. So the Earth is actually older than the sun. Anyway, so the age of the Earth is about 4.54 billion years. The earliest undisputed evidence of life, undisputed evidence. And also you have to remember the words that they're using as well in regards of some of the articles and all that. But anyway, earliest undisputed evidence of life on Earth dates from at least 3.5 billion years ago. There is evidence that life began much earlier. Yeah, well, it's the fairy tale of nutcases. Let's see here. The earliest time that life, this is from Wikipedia, the earliest time that life forms first appeared on Earth is unknown. So it's unknown. Well, I think you're pretty much like 4.5 billion years wrong. Anyway, they could have lived earlier than 3.77 billion years ago. Possibly as early as 4.28 billion years ago. So, okay. So usually I say 3.8 billion years ago, and you know, I can just round that up to 4 billion years ago. Then we are, I guess, in the middle of it. You know, if you take the, you know, from 3.77 and 4.28 and take the thing, that's around 4 billion, I guess, you know. If you take 28 plus, well, it's not exact, but, you know, doesn't matter anyway, right? It's around, you know, get the point, it's around 4 billion years, okay. Or apparently someone actually believes, or nearly 4.5 billion years ago, according to some. And then it refers to FIS.org, timescale for the origin and evolution of all life on Earth, and some other integrated genomic fossil evidence illuminates life, early evolution, and blah 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 blah. Yeah, so around 4 billion. Let's just say around 4 billion. Okay, that's fine with me. Whatever you want to say, you know, it's still wrong. You know, it doesn't matter which. You're like 4 billion years wrong. Or did I say actually? I might actually have said something wrong in regards to 4.5 billion years. But anyway, you're around 4 billion years wrong. It's only around 6,000 years old, this Earth. So plus minus some hundreds of years and all that. So we have some variation as well, as you so-called, you know, you pagan scientist that is promoting this stupidity. The earliest direct evidence of life on Earth are microfossils of microorganisms mineralized in 3.465 billion year old Australian apex chert rocks and blah 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 blah. Yeah, the way they date these things are outrageous. Don't believe these dating. You know, they're out. You know, it's. A lot of people don't like God, and thereby they will come up with these idiocies, and yeah. Yeah, I still remember this sentence or quote from a scientist, you know, so-called scientist, saying that, you know, he knows that evolution can't be true, but the other option he cannot accept. Oh, that sounds very scientific, right? So he knows evolution can't be true, but the other option, the only other option there is, he cannot accept, so he keeps hanging on to evolution. You know, think about how dishonest that is, you know? As has to be, you know, you have to be, you know, how can you even live with yourself, you know? I know it's wrong, but I'll keep on going with it because the other option there is I can't accept. It's just stupidity. Anyway, so around 4 billion years. I'm getting, you know, getting mixed up a little in regards of the. Let's see, when did the Big Bang happen? According to them, you know, it didn't happen, of course, but it should be around 13.8 billion. By the way, there's interesting research that shows, or that points to, well, maybe not shows, but points that we might actually be in the middle of the universe. Now it hasn't, as I understand, it hasn't been told, you know, hasn't been confirmed that we are, but there are some interesting phenomena in regards to it's called the axis of evil. Apparently they begin to call it something else, but it was named the axis of evil in regards to the universe actually lining up with the Earth in regards of in regards of our Earth. I can't remember what it's called, but anyway. And then of course we have rings around us that is around the Earth in regards of galaxies and stars and all that. We have clusters, round clusters that goes around the Earth. Isn't that interesting? I think there was one more thing, but I can't remember. But anyway, there's a documentary about that. Actually, it's pretty much from Roman Catholics, and there's some issues that I absolutely do not agree with. But you know, in regards to observable science, they put up a satellite 3 times. First time they thought it was an error. Then they did it the second time. and they still got the same results. And then the third time, so they did 3 times, and they they tried to make the satellite even more. They thought that it might have been some interference and all that, so they made it even more, and all that. But they still got the same results, and they don't like that because we might be in the middle of the universe then. Interesting, right? And it's just interesting to also see the clusters going around, and the Earth being in the middle of it and going and clusters around us. Yeah, I think that seems pretty incredible. Anyway, but just be aware that it's Catholic people that have made these. There's actually 3 documentaries from them. I think there's some really, really interesting information, that's for sure. But just be careful about the cookie Jesus they're promoting in at least one of them. But one of them is like 4 or 5 hours in regards to different things, and the other one is 1.5 hours, I think, and then I can't remember the third one. But anyway, very interesting, where they interview scientists that, yeah. Okay, it says Big Bang Theory holds that our universe began 13.7 billion years ago. I say 13.8 billion years, but again, this is from space.com. Again, sometimes they change the numbers and all that, and yeah. So our universe was born about 13 point, they use about and all that. Well, I guess they're only like 13 billion years wrong, but yeah. Anyone told them about that, that you're 13 billion years wrong, at least, So that's pretty much it. Yeah, I'll stop now. Hopefully the guy, I've written to his mail, but again, when I get the new subscription on my mobile, I'll try calling him up and having a talk with him. I should have like 10 hours call out of the country at that point, so that would be pretty nice. And actually, it's actually the subscription that I was actually pretty happy with, but then I got lured into changing it and then changing it again, and now I'm back to this place, and well, at least I'm hoping I'll get back anyway, and yeah. Then I'm able to call Israel, and other countries and all that. Of course, there's these chat programs and all that you could do, freely in some sense, having data and so forward. But yeah, just easier the other way around, it seems. Yeah, pretty much. And call different. There's a lot of times where I need to be able to call outside the country. So. Oh, did I actually just say? Oh no, I don't want to say. I just. There we go. Oh, apparently, yeah. There we go. That seems a little egoistic, to to put that on. But sometimes I, fix something. Oh well. Don't have much more, I guess. It's morning now, and that's the whole day to do stuff. I'm not sure what to actually entirely do. I need to have some breakfast. I should have some meat that is really, really overcooked, and then I have some soup, I guess, from the meat as well, and that will pretty much be my breakfast, I think. I do have some I have some things in my my refrigerator that actually I have some kidneys, for example. I have some liver as well, and I should pretty much get that, get that down, so it doesn't get too old. And then I have some meat in the and some, so that's still meat. But the kidneys and the liver, I should really get, even if it was so fresh when I got it. I really should get, get that. Oh yeah, I have a heart as well. Oh, I love heart. Heart is good. That's that could also be very nice, actually. Oh, I could actually maybe make that to my breakfast. Just fix the heart, and that would be very nice. Heart, kidneys, and liver. I think heart is number 1. Liver is number 2. Kidneys are number 3. You know, I don't know if you could probably make kidneys so they taste better, but it's not for sure my favorite food. That's for sure. Not sure if I'm doing something wrong in regards of making it and all that. But liver, of course, is very healthy, and heart is, you know, I think heart is very tasty. You know, I like it. Anyway, it's the meat is like chewy. It's a good kind of chewy. Anyway, so yeah, I could make that. Then I have some, of course the rest is in the freezer, so you know I can just take out as far as things go by. But I actually thought that a lamb would actually be, you know, filling more of the freezer. So I have one of these big legs, you know, these it's like nearly 2.5 kilos. I have 2 of them, but I have one of them in my refrigerator. It's just huge, and I guess, you know, I'll make it at one, you know, I guess that will be food for 2 meals or something like that, at least. Well, maybe, yeah, 2 meals, something like that. I need some of these bags, I think, in regards of cooking it, so it keeps moist inside. I'm not sure, maybe one could actually put it in a slow cooker. I'm not sure if it's actually too big to put in my slow cooker. That could actually be interesting to try to make in a slow cooker. I'm not sure if the meat is going to be boring if I put it in a slow cooker. And I do wonder how long it actually has to then stand there in the slow cooker, because it's it's pretty big. So can it even get into, yeah, it should be able to, I guess, at some point getting into the meat. I'm not sure how it will work out, but it could be interesting, you know. 4 hours, maybe more in regards to 4 hours. I think 4 hours should hopefully be enough in the slow cooker. I don't know. I'll have to try that out. You know, see. Oh, actually, I have one of the front legs. That's only 1 kilo actually. So I could actually start out with that. I think 3 hours should be enough. 4 hours maybe on high. You know, there's 3, there's low, medium, high. I think high must be enough, and maybe 4 hours or something like that. It's you know, I guess the you can only have it like 12 hours. Set it to 12 hours, but after the time has gone, it just goes down on just making, you know, going down to just keeping it warm and not cooking it further. At least not on the highs, you know, just keeping it warm. So when you're, that's you know, that's a good feature as well. But sometimes you need to have it on more than 12 hours. And that's a little annoyed that you can only go 12 hours. But I guess I'm probably not away from my home more than 12 hours. So, you know, I can always just set it. It was a pretty cheap slow cooker, you know. I just needed to try something cheap, you know, to try it out. And it seems to have been getting pretty good reviews, and I found it on a pretty good offer. So like 400 kroners for a slow cooker didn't seem that bad. And it does seem, you know, it's interesting, you know. It's nice that you can just put it there and then just leave it and not, you know. But of course, you know, when cooking broth, I usually just had a big thing and just let it cook, you know, on the stove. But yeah, but anyway, it is an interesting, it seems to work pretty good, I guess. I just need to get a little more used to how it and what meat you can actually make and all that. But I think you can probably pretty much make everything in it. I actually haven't tried. Oh, that could be interesting actually. To take the kidneys and the liver and the heart and put into the slow cooker. You know, just chop them up and just put it in the slow cooker and see how that will turn out. I'm not sure. You know, see, sometimes the liver, if you cook it, it becomes more dry and all that. But it could be very interesting to try in the slow cooker. You know, it really could. I should. That that would be an interesting thing to see how it would turn out and how long it would have. I'm not sure. Should it have 1 hour, 2 hours? Should it be on low or medium or high? And how does I'm not sure how far it actually also get in regards of low or medium or high. Does it actually kill the bacteria, and how does that work out? Does it get up to the heating level of killing off the bacteria when it's only low or medium? I don't know. I don't know. I did read the manual, but I don't remember actually seeing anything in regards to the low setting, on the medium setting, on the high setting. So usually I just set it on high. That's the only thing I've tried, as far as it goes for now. Oh yeah. But I guess the idea of it, if you have something, let's say. Still, it's in regards of getting food and all that. If you make the food, if you're getting it for breakfast, you could fix the food if you eat 1 meal a day anyway, you could fix the food before you go to sleep or when you come home, and then you could eat in the mornings, and I'm not entirely sure how and this and that, but I think it might actually, if you eat 1 meal a day, it might be actually best like. More close to 12 o'clock or something like that. But again, I haven't really tried much of these things. But yeah, there's a lot of things to try out, which would seem to be best in regards to this. Yeah. Usually it doesn't seem like I'm that hungry in the morning. Well, at least not in the past. Maybe it has changed a little. I don't know. But it seems like you can actually go on fasting, in the morning. So if you could just go to 12 o'clock, you could maybe get the meal on 12 o'clock and just eat a great big meal. And then go to the next day. So you would eat every day at 12 o'clock. That would be interesting. If that could be possible. Anyway, sorry, I'm just, talking away. But that would be a great thing, to try to put the kidneys, the liver, and the heart in the slow cooker, give it an hour or 2 or something like that. I think 2 hours would actually be more than enough. If I just slice it up and all that, probably 1 hour would probably be, again, more than enough. I should try to give it 1 hour and then see what it is, maybe half an hour actually. And yeah, maybe half an hour would actually do it. Because usually it's just very easy to... Well, maybe not the hearts. The hearts seem to... Yeah. Anyway, have a good day, all of you. May Jehovah bless you and be with you. And may Yeshua be that most precious pearl. And don't let go of him when you get him. And get the pearl, because Satan will try to take it away from you. And then may the Spirit of truth be in us all. Amen. Have a good day, all of you. Yom Tov, as they say in Hebrew.